have a quorum. We're joined today by Vice Mayor Devereaux, Councilor Kelly, co-chair of the Ordinance Committee, Councilor Toomey, Councilor Mallon, Councilor Siddiqui, and myself, Councilor Carlone, co-chair of the Ordinance meeting. The call of the hearing, as soon as I find it. Thank you. Is as follows. The Ordinance Committee will conduct a public hearing on a petition from John Gargano on behalf of his client, Hercules Kalogeropoulos. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Cambridge Mobile Sound and Security, to amend the zoning ordinance in the area of 234 Monsignor O'Brien Highway from the existing C1 to Business A. This hearing is being televised. The petitioner will speak shortly. There is a sign-up list, but I don't think we'll be getting there. The normal order of business is as follows. The petitioner will be heard first, city staff will then comment, then we'll have public comment, and the Ordinance Committee members will have comments and questions. At the conclusion of the hearing, we'll make a recommendation as to the status of the petition. So at this time, I'll ask the petitioners to come forward. Mr. Gargano, come right at the front desk. And at the microphone, you'll see a little button that says push, and the green light will come on, and then that's active. Great, you're all set. Sit down.
Good afternoon. Mr. Chairman, members of the council, I'm here on behalf, my name is Anthony Gargano. I'm an attorney here in Cambridge, and I represent Hercules Kalogeropoulos, the owner of Cambridge Mobile Sound in Cambridge, the petitioner. At this time, we're asking the council to consider that we're not ready to make a full formal presentation, and we're asking it for the petition to stay into committee.
All right. So in which case we would not have further business. The city would not present their findings. And so the vote is before us, members. Are there any comments? Councilor Kelly?
Before we vote, if we could make sure we hear from public as well.
That is fine with me, of course. That's fine. Yes, so we will go right to public comment, and I don't know if anybody signed up, but I know there might be a few speakers.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
I'll go left first, then I'll go right. Councilor Siddiqui.
Thank you. Point of clarification. Staying in committee, does that mean we'd then, could you just clarify the rules? Would we have another ordinance committee meeting eventually scheduled?
It's possible, or the time might just run out.
Run out, okay.
Of the normal, I believe it's 90 days. Mm-hmm. And nobody has signed up for public comment. Just to clarify, if anybody does wish to speak, please do. I know you know this, but give us your name and address. And you have to push the, thank you.
Marie Sacoccio, 55 Otis Street in Cambridge. I'm an attorney. I live in the neighborhood, and I'm here with one of the abutters. We did have a meeting at ECPT. It was a unanimous decision to reject consideration for rezoning. I'm prepared with an elaborate presentation, but there seems to be no reason, and I've had assurances that it will die in committee.
Thank you, Marie. Does anyone else wish to add their comments? If not, given that we're going to vote on keeping it in. Oh, Councilor Toomey, did you wish to add anything?
Mr. Chair, I was just going to ask you to clarify by letting it stay in committee will expire on its own. There would be no more hearings because it will just expire on its own.
That
Just
is
want
my
the public to
understanding.
know and everyone understand that, yeah. Thank you.
And that, I believe, is the petitioner's,
That's what our intention is.
yes, that is the petitioner's petition as well.
Counselor
Well,
Cullen?
then,
Oh.
yes, please, Ms. Vice Mayor.
So the expiration date is 90 days from the first ad? When is or from today? When is
Today.
the expiration date?
Through you, Mr. Chair, to the Vice Mayor. The expiration date on this petition is April 15th.
And by allowing it to expire rather than voting it down, what impact does that have on the ability for it to be refiled, or?
It indeed could be refiled, yes.
Do we think it will be refiled, or is there, I mean,
I can make the representation. We don't anticipate doing that.
okay, thank you.
We also want to welcome Councilor Sondervan. Councilor, the petitioner has asked for us to keep this in committee, to not move forward, and we are about to have a vote unless there are other comments on keeping it in committee. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Do we have it? What's the reason why we're keeping it in committee?
They have requested it, which means it will die by April 15th. And they have stated they have no plans to come forward again.
Okay, so they're effectively withdrawing the position?
Not quite, no. In essence, it will be that, but they've asked for not to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So all those in favor of keeping it in committee, please say aye. Those against? So it is unanimous, and it's kept in committee. And thank you for coming. We weren't certain whether this was going to happen or not, or we would have notified people. So excellent presentation by the city, and I wish you all well. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Is that a record, Craig? To talk about dates?
No, tell me, I don't know. Bob Reardon. Oh, well, he didn't die.